Now, you guys know who Ray DeVito is. He's on the Shuley Network. He's been on this show. He's on Misery Loves Company. He's a new guy. Used to be Chad they'd beat the shit out of for 2 hours straight. Now it's Ray who goes on there and they just beat up on him. And Ray famously has a pink blanket that he travels with. He had the gout recently. He seems to be down on his luck. And here he is on Sirius XM with Sam Roberts and Jim Norton. Very exciting. His big break. I mean, they bring him in at the last segment, but it's his big break. He's coming on the show. And how'd you think he did?
Well, look, I think it's important to start off and say, boy, do I like Ray DeVito. I think he's a really nice guy. I was on the show one time where he came in and he joined us for like an hour, and I'm like, what a nice guy. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have to goof on him. And you're right, though. This was his first time. Both Bobby Kelly and Kevin Brennan vouched for him to Norton. So
yes.
The important thing before we get to the clips, it's not just him. They already had a comedian, Ian Lara and Karen Fian, who I understand is a huge WATP fan. They were both there in the studio. And,
Karen Fian does not like me. I was on.
That's what I heard.
I was on the Chip Show with her in studio. I met her in person, and she made it very clear she's not a fan of mine. And then when she posted a photo of all of us to Instagram, she cropped me out of it. So Karen is not a fan of this show.
Not pictured.
How else was she going to be able to zoom in on her butthole in the same picture, Carl? Something had to go.
She does have an OnlyFans, I'll point out. And if you don't have OnlyFans,
only one butthole per picture.
Oh, see?
And Carl, as I mentioned to you, this is a moment of personal growth in my WATP career because there's an hour of content, and I have only presented you with 10 clips.
Thank you.
I realized in some cases I could just tell you what happened instead of playing the clip because, look, again, I love Ray DeVito, but playing these clips aren't necessarily what we would consider transformative content. I think it's just a little bit easier. You mentioned that he had the gout. He broke his toe, and instead of visiting a doctor, he watched some videos on YouTube. He didn't know what a podiatrist was. That was a funny moment, but, again, not funny enough. He brings his own bed sheets on the road. He doesn't trust the sheets at hotels. He talked about that. Some of these things come up. That's why I'm resetting. I didn't like his explanation of the pink blanket.
It was terrible. In fact, Sam Roberts was wildly confused. He kept trying to, okay, so you're saying this? Are you saying this? And even Jim was going, yeah, but if you bring a blanket with you and there's bed bugs, you bring them home with you. That seems like a bad, I think I know the real reason why he carries a comforter around with him, and he won't admit it. So he was pretending that he doesn't like the beds at the comedy condos that they put you up at some of the clubs,
right?
That these guys play at.
Well, as you referenced, he does have gout, and he thinks it comes from eating meat and drinking too much beer. And that goes into my clip number 1, which is a question about him maybe trying to cut down the beer intake. So he'll say how he kind of knows he should slow down in clip number 1.
How many IPAs a week?
A week? I'm trying not to drink at all. Right. Well, probably. I'm not drinking for at least 3 days.
What day are we at?
Day 2. I didn't drink yesterday. The night before, I had
so we're
couple White Claws.
This is day 1.
Yeah, it's day 1. So this will be day 2.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a few days.
I'm 27 hours sober, and
and that's a great Stut Joe level redirect. Well, how many do you have in a week? Well, I haven't drank in a couple days. One day, this morning I haven't.
I didn't drink yesterday.
The show starts at like 8 a.m, so it's before noon, and he's very proud that he hadn't drank yet that day. So he has a reason as to why he thinks he drinks so much, which is our clip number 2.
So how many nights a week are you drinking?
Like 5 nights a week.
Nice. 5 or 7. That's a good pace.
We'll say 5.
Why are you taking days off from drinking? Is it for your gout to heal?
Yeah, but also I got to relax too.
Oh yeah.
But I have anxiety, so I need that to relax.
Sure. So you have to run 4 miles a day and drink all night, and that's just like, don't worry, I got anxiety.
Yeah, Sam Roberts in this interview doing what he does best. Any little thread that he can pull on and unravel everything a guest is saying. Nobody does it better this day and age.
Right, because what Ray was saying is that the way he broke his foot is he had the gout, and then he went jogging because he runs not jogging. He goes 9 miles per hour. He's running. That was his words, not mine. And I guess if you run with the gout, you can break your toe. somehow. I'm not sure how that works, but that's what he
According
explained.
according to Ray DeVito, MD. Yeah.
Yes.
He also has some top-notch medical reasoning to why he continues to drink, which is our clip number 3.
No, actually, alcohol slows down the brain waves,
Right.
so it's less likely to have a seizure.
Yeah.
What?
So I heard that, and again, maybe Ray just knows more than I do about medical things. So I reached out to a doctor friend and got his thoughts on that. Now, the doctor friend wanted to remain anonymous, but he wrote back, "Right, yeah, alcohol is a common trigger for seizures, especially in the hangover period when your brain is dehydrated. It also disrupts sleep patterns, which can be a common trigger for seizures. Alcohol can make epilepsy medication less effective or make the side effects of medication worse. The only argument for this is if seizures happen when you're withdrawing, then never withdraw. Obviously, the risk of that strategy is worse than the benefits. Does Ray even have a seizure disorder? I'd be happy to talk with him about this anytime." So he's
that doctor
able to-
you're referring to sounds like he knows quack foo.
he definitely has a belt in quack foo. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to trust Ray DeVito on this one. Sorry. If you want to say that your doctor friend knows stuff about medicine, fair enough, but I trust Ray.
Yeah. You know what? I think we should.
Last clip. I'm sorry to cut
go
you
ahead.
off. In the last clip there, didn't he say that he's staying sober in order to relax? That sounds like the wrong way to do that.
I think
Yeah,
Ray's very nervous because I don't think that came out correctly. I think a lot of things he says don't come out correctly in this interview.
Yeah, well, he does try to impress the hosts to set up my clip 4. He presents Sam Roberts with a hot sauce, but in a way that he's not prepared to talk about it. And this is from the very beginning of the interview. It really sets the tone for the whole thing. But clip number 4.
This is a disaster. If you're trying to promote a product that you have, this is how not to do that.
You brought Sam hot sauce. Very nice.
Yeah, Silk City hot sauce. They made me a hot sauce. Fans of my podcast, so it's really hot. So just a heads up. I haven't tried it yet. I just
How do you know?
it's called Insane in the Brain, and it's like
It's called pain in the brain.
I don't even know what it is. Sorry. It's a Cypress Hill song. I just said.
You so far said it's really hot. I've never tried it. It's called Insane in the Brain. Your facts are off about this hot sauce.
Yeah, but it's cool artwork too.
Which is that's a great
Wrong.
tag. But look at this. Yeah. So that's the best thing about pulling clips where Sam Roberts is one of the people talking. He says all the things that you would want to say after the clip.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he knows that it's hot, but he hasn't tried it. He doesn't know the name of it. I think he just wanted to impress everybody. Like, look, I got a hot sauce from a listener. But so he's convinced he should actually try it. And Sam continues to be baffled by the whole thing. And then he mentions 2 people who are friends of WATP. So I think that Carl, you and Ray might actually be the only 2 people who are friends with both of them. So first there's some hot sauce talk and then some shout outs in clip 5.
Hell, I'll try. I never tried it. I think I should also
It's
try
called
my hot sauce.
pain in the brain.
Pain in the brain. Yeah.
Why is it your hot sauce if you've never tried it? I don't
I
understand.
just got it. They just made it.
They're fans of Ray's.
Yeah.
What's the name of your podcast?
Rock Bottom Podcast.
Okay.
Shuli Network, 1 p.m. Shout out to Shuli.
I love
Shout
Shuli.
out to Shuli. How
And Kevin Brennan, I got to give him love. MLC Podcast.
Why?
I'm there like 3 times a week. I know. You guys are.
What the fuck? Why'd you mention Shuli first? Why'd you mention fucking Shuli
Exactly.
first?
I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna get it.
Yeah, he definitely mentioned them in the wrong order for sure.
Yeah. I love that Jim is quite aware of Kevin's tendencies because him and Kevin go way back. Him and Jim Norton and Kevin Brennan. That's funny.
Yeah, Jimmy's known him like 30 years. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ray's bio that he presented the producers with raised some questions.
This is insane too, because
Yeah.
what Sam's trying to do here is he's trying to set up his guest for success.
Yes.
Hey, I see that you are into this or you know about that. And like every time, I don't want to spoil your clips. Every time, Ray's like, "What? I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
mean?"
Well, the part that I didn't pull is that he says he can break dance, and of course
Yeah.
they try to get him to break dance, and it turns out he can't. Now, if SiriusXM filmed this show, we would definitely have fun playing clips of watching him pretend to break dance. But since
Christian,
they don't pull clips,
It's funnier than that because he goes, "So it says here you break dance." He's like, "I don't break dance. What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, it's on your bio right here. And he reads the thing. And then he's like, oh, yeah. No, I breakdance. And they're like, okay, well, can you breakdance for us? And then he can't breakdance. They're like, you can't breakdance. He's like, no, I can't. It was the most awkward. I don't know what Ray was hoping to accomplish. Like maybe just figure it out right then and there. And they'd be like, whoa, you can breakdance.
I think he was looking for no follow-ups on anything that he said.
No further questions.
Or he's just hammered when he wrote his bio.
Well, that leads to the best claim in his bio. Ray makes the claim that he knows the lyrics to every song by Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. Every song. There's no artist that I would say I know the words to every song. Carl, I bet you wouldn't even say that about your favorite band that you talk about all the time, Weezer. You don't know all the Weezer songs.
Correct.
Just
I
the
don't know
Sweater
all of
Song
them.
and Africa. Those are the only ones you really know all the words to. So
Good point.
I have 4 clips where they really dive into this. And in between some of these clips, they move on to talking about other things. Every time, both Jim and Sam are like, yeah, but let's get back to Frankie Valli. So first he shows that he does not know the lyrics to one fairly known song, clip number 6.
How does Grease go?
Grease is the word that you heard.
But that's not the.
No, because he said he knew every word.
Right. How's it start?
Because you said you knew every word.
We take the and we throw away. Belong to yesterday. I don't know all the lyrics, but so
it's all a lie.
So it's all a lie?
It's all a lie.
Jesus.
In my next clip, let's see, it's my clip 7. Ray does try to recover, but all it really shows off is that Karen Fian knows a lot of Frankie Valli lyrics, and he just kind of joins in with her. And then he makes a really important claim at the end of this clip about what attendance is like at Frankie Valli performances. Some very recent ones, which will come in later, but clip 7 for now.
What's another Frankie Valli song? Because now I can't believe all these Frankie Valli songs. That one I don't like.
Who Loves You, Pretty Baby?
How does that song
Oh, what a night. Late December.
I love that one.
That fucker has a lot of songs.
Very special time for
And he doesn't sell out? This guy, he doesn't sell out? No, he's like 80 something now. Oh, I got a funny feeling when she walked in the room. Yeah.
Is this like when you did
Can't
the
take
Breakfast
my
Club?
eyes off of it. I'm a horrible singer.
That's a good song. Can't take my eyes off you. You're
Yes.
too good to be
But he
true.
does it. You said you go to shows and they're not full.
No,
That's
they're not.
crazy.
Yeah, no shit. Like 80-year-old music. What the fuck are they talking about?
I remember you guys doing a karaoke podcast at one point not too long ago. And Ray and Karen should definitely do the karaoke podcast, but it's only Frankie Valli songs. I mean, the chemistry the two of them had, I mean, it just made me, hoping for more.
I think at a certain point, even Jim goes, we're doing some hacky Morning Zoo shit right now because they're all just like singing these songs and it's just pure and utter nonsense.
Well, as it turns out, Ray's understanding of the box office draw of Mr. Frankie Valli was woefully inaccurate, a point that Mr. Sam Roberts does not let slide by in clip 8.
Look at all those empty seats. When is the gig, though?
But how big is that?
Yeah. A lot of people buy day up.
It's October. That ain't bad.
At the Bergen Pack.
He's already
That ain't
selling-
that bad.
he's
That's a
already
lot of
selling
tickets sold.
So you were lying about that he sells out?
Why are you talking shit about your idol?
I said Jersey Boys sells out. He doesn't sell
But
out.
that's
Yeah, but he sold a lot.
Broadway.
He sold a lot of tickets
And that's an
already,
October
and
show.
till
That's not
October.
bad. That ain't
This
bad.
show's sold out.
And talk
No,
about
this is
double
November.
dipping. He
This
has
is
his
November 29th.
Wait. How many tickets are sold for that, Travis?
All of them.
Oh.
That's sold out?
It's sold out? Yeah.
That's a big room, too. Good
was
for
lying.
Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli, man.
Don't act supportive now, Ray.
Yeah, the whole
That's my
premise.
dude. I love
Ian was
Frankie Valli.
he's like, I can't believe that this could be true. It wasn't true.
He does the round. This guy's selling tickets.
Yeah.
Right. The reason you couldn't believe it was true because it wasn't.
Yeah, that's why he couldn't believe it.
And to think, I don't know what Ray thought that was going to happen on this show. I don't know what kind of prep he did for it. But immediately it was pink blanket talk that Ray had no answers for. And since you didn't pull those clips, can I give you my theory on this?
Yes, please.
Because Ray goes, well, I'm a touring comedian. That's why I carry my blanket with me in my car. And Jim goes, Jim's been a touring comedian for decades. Like, what do you mean? Why would you do that? And so, like I said, he said he didn't trust the sheets or whatever when he goes to these comedy condos. But I have a theory. I think it's because, and we've seen evidence of this, Ray wants to crash at a buddy's house whenever he can. His goal is to crash on some dude's couch and hopefully not wake up his roommate. And that's why he carries around a comforter with him, so he can crash on a couch, because it doesn't make any fucking sense at all if you're being put up in a comedy condo or a hotel that you would need to bring your own comforter with you. And Ray never makes this point. They just keep going, yeah, but why? Yeah, but why? Why do you? And then it's like, and why did you buy a pink one? Was it gifted to you?
I told you I'm a comedian.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He literally had no answers for any of these things. It was so bizarre.
He did not let us know where the pink blanket came from. Sam asked at least twice, I believe 3 times, and he was not giving that up. So yeah,
he wouldn't go into any of the interesting stories that we know about for Ray, and they were trying to lead him there, like the Potsdam thing or Pottstown, thing, and they were trying to lead him into these conversations because they know about it. And Ray's just deflecting. He wanted to talk about his hot sauce he's never tasted. They tasted hot sauce for a while on the show. Like, I don't know what he was hoping to bring. And maybe that's me, Chris. You know, I come prepared for things. If I got booked on the Jim and Sam show, I'd go on there, bring up Opie, and immediately get thrown out. So that's why that hasn't happened yet. But at least I would have a game plan.
See, I think this pink blanket thing is more of like a security blanket. Like he can't go out on the road and go to a strange hotel without having his favorite blankie with him.
Well, that's what the speculation. I mean, thank you. Actually, I mean, that's the obvious answer, that he's pretty much just Linus. And I think that's what he needs to come up with an excuse. Like, it's, by the way, just so you guys know, I don't bring my teddy bear. That would be childish. I just bring my blankie.
Yeah, but even Linus had a blue blanket. You know, I mean, there's something manly about Linus. You know?
Linus was a boy.
Yeah, and he only sucked a
he was
thumb.
a man's man. I've got 2 more clips. Obviously, regular listeners of both Jim and Sam and O&A know that Travis Teft is what we call a super producer. But apparently, the information he was able to come up with was not particularly difficult to come across here. Clip number 9.
I go see him all the time. I've seen him like 8 times in my life.
Why? But why would you say he's not selling tickets?
Yeah, you made it look like he was fucking some scrub who's got like half-empty rooms.
It took Travis 30 seconds.
I was picturing Frankie Valli in like an empty rec room with like 4 vets.
Yeah, it was very easy to find, and I think that this is really what it was. He didn't want any follow-up. He just figured, I've got this great bio. I'm going to send it. We're gonna not talk about breakdancing. They're not gonna ask me why this is my hot sauce, even though I know nothing about it, including the name. And nobody's gonna want to actually hear me sing Frankie Valli songs, so I'll just put that out there. You know. So
this is the most that anyone's talked about Frankie Valli in like 45 years.
I know. Yeah. I know this is a big part of the show is Frankie Valli for whatever. But it is because, and I have to disagree with you, Christian. I think what happened here is Ray DeVito has a website. I don't know if he was around when it was built, if he knows anything about it, but it's got all this information about him that's not true. And he's not used to going on shows that give a shit about him. When he does anything on the Shuley Network or they bring him on Misery Loves Company, it's not like Kevin Brennan sitting there going, according to your website, it's that, no one's doing that. But Sam and Travis most certainly are. They're like, what are we talking to this guy about? I don't know. Let's look up on his website. What does it say? Oh, he knows how to break dance. He knows all the lyrics to Frankie Valli. So they're like writing down little bullet points so they have things to talk to him about. And Ray, you might want to update your site, buddy, because if you want to continue to get booked, other talk show hosts will probably read up on you and want to talk to you about these things.
I mean, I'd like him to take a breakdancing class and prove to all of us that he knows how to do it. I mean, that's the web series that he should start.
The other thing.
Now, he's going to go to his next gigs with his pink blanket and a piece of cardboard that he's going to lay down at any point.
That's his new thing. The pink blanket breakdancing comic. The other thing, though, and I'm surprised you didn't pull these clips, and I'm surprised we're not talking about it, is now we all know that Ray does not do well with the ladies. And
correct.
And he's explaining that because he's on anti-anxiety medication, he has a hard time getting it up. So when he does have like a date, he needs 5 days to wean himself off the medication so that when he does go on the date, he can get himself off the meds and be able to get an erection. And the other comic, was his name Ian?
Ian Lara, yeah.
Yeah, so Ian's in the room and he goes, have you never heard of Blue Chew? And Ray goes, no, what's that? They're like, and Jim Dore's like, what? Dude, what are you talking about? You don't take Viagra or Cialis? He's like, this would solve all of your problems. And Ray's like, I should try that. The fuck
has he ever
this guy
listened to the podcast ever?
I know.
Well, yeah, they even tell him the Blue Chew promo code for their channel. You know, so they're
Right.
like, it's really easy to get. And Carl, both of the clips that you've said that, I'm surprised you didn't have them. I did have both of them, and I was trying to have less clips. So now that means I'm going back to 40 clips the next time I'm on.
This is good. I'm happy to talk about it. I listened to the whole appearance, so I'm happy to talk about it. I was just like, oh, Ray, you pathetic loser. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why is this the conversation we're having? I'm very anxious. I'm on medication. I can't get it up.
Was that him on the phone with his
Gout.
date? Am I going to need an erection?
All right, then I can't go out this Saturday. What about next Saturday?
I'm going to have gout then. Sorry.
So my last clip shows that Ray DeVito, lovable Ray DeVito, who we all talk about how much we like him. He's so poorly informed. He's also not correctly promoting his own gigs. Clip 10.
I was alerted by the staff that there was that a lot of the dates you were plugging on your Twitter were not
Stop it,
accurate.
Sam.
Oh,
don't do that.
yeah. No, that's right. I did
Made some mistakes.
Yeah. I had TIFFs mixed up. I'm doing TIFFs Friday, not Saturday. Bobby Kelly's there Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm on the show.
So make it a weekend.
You're on that
Go
show
Friday
too?
and Saturday.
No. I'm there on Friday.
No, he's not.
Saturday, I'm at Brooklyn Comedy Club and the Grizzly Pear at 10.
I have to give
Yeah, so
Sam Roberts credit for one thing. Nobody laughs at someone fucking up better than Sam Roberts. He's like, oh, yeah, I tweeted that out. He's like, hee.
Podcast, WA.